Hello and welcome to the Dapper Swede. My name is Johan. Today
I'm gonna make a cider dish that isn't typically common in the US as a side dish, but it is a side dish from Sweden that I absolutely adore and it goes so well. It is red cabbage, which sounds pretty boring. It is so delicious. Well, we're gonna start with a head of red cabbage, onion and apple. So I'm gonna peel the apple and dice it. I'm going to chop the onion and I'm going to madeleine in fine slices the red cabbage. This knife is not sharp enough, it needs to some sharpening. So I have the chopped red onions and the chopped apples, and I have quartered the red cabbage, and I am just going to thin slices, but you could also do this by hand if you wanted to. So to make the red cabbage, I now have one head of red cabbage here, and it is a bit over 2 pounds, so like 1 kilo-ish. Then I have the apples, the red onion, I have the brown sugar, and usually I would use dark brown sugar, but we have light brown sugar at home, so I'm actually going to add a bit of molasses, because the only difference between light brown sugar and dark brown sugar is that there's some more molasses in the dark. So I'll just add that separately. So here we have rendered duck fat, which is actually something that you can buy in the grocery store. Otherwise, you could probably find it with your butcher. You can also use butter. You don't have to use rendered duck fat. I just think that it adds such beautiful flavor. So in a big pot, so here in the pan, I just have melted the duck fat right now, which you can use butter as well. And we're just going to put in all of the red cabbage, the apples and the onions. And we're going to saute this for 8 to 10 minutes. So in goes the red wine. Apple cider vinegar, and this is light brown sugar and molasses, but brown sugar would be perfect. And then we just stir all of this in. Reduce the heat to low, put a lid on it, and let this simmer and braise in the red wine and sugar for about an hour and a half, stirring occasionally. It's gonna be so yummy.
So the red cabbage has now been braising for about 30 minutes or so, and I am going to season it with salt and pepper, and really season to your taste. I'm going to be a little conservative with the salt right now, so I added 1 teaspoon, and then fresh ground pepper. You want to really have a balanced flavor between the savory and the sweet and the sour. None of those flavor profiles should be overpowering the others, so it's a fine balance. But the more this braises, the yummier it will be. So put the lid on and continue the braising.
The cabbage has been braising for an hour and a half and it looks perfect.
We're going to season the red cabbage with ground cloves and white pepper. Needs a little bit of salt. Okay, red cabbage is done. I'm just going to put this aside until it's time for dinner.